Sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button and turn your notification so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm saying massive shout out to every one of you for the support you will shower me here with. I am grateful, and you all are super sweet. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about an Asian woman who said that she is more white on the inside than as an Asian person, who actually came out to call some black men out for disliking black women so much. And she started by saying that most of them come into her DM to start saying that or in the comments, I do not like black women or something, and that they are looking for women that are less masculine, women that are family oriented and all that. First of all, they talk ill about black women, right, before any other thing. And I think the truth is that black women really do not care about who you love or something, but you all constantly use them as your reference to your preference. That doesn't really make any sense. Let's get into this video.
So I know a lot of these passport bros, and especially black men, are in my comments asking me why I'm talking about this. It's not my fight. And before anything, I'm a woman, so I'm always going to stand up for women regardless of race. And one thing that really bothers me about this is these same passport bros are the men who probably tried to hit on me in the US before they realized that we don't like them either. I'm from a town that really doesn't have that many Asian women, especially Asian women who look like me. Like I said, you guys, I'm adopted. I grew up in a white family in the Midwest, so I have no beauty standards from South Korea. I'm a thick woman. I weigh about 165 pounds. I'm 5'5", so honestly, the brothers like to holler, and they still do. Regardless of what some men in the comments are trying to say, that black men aren't checking for Asian women. Yeah, right. Check my DMs. But anyway, pretty much every time I met a black man, he thought it would be a flex to say something like, yeah, I like my women foreign. I like my women exotic. And I don't know why they decided to say that to me, if they thought it would make me feel good or something, but for me, it's always a red flag. And so I would dig in a little bit further and say, well, what do you mean by that? Like, because I'm a white girl on the inside. My family is white. I grew up in a white community in a small town in the Midwest, so I might look exotic, but I'm Wonder Bread white on the inside. So anyway, whenever these guys would say this, I'd be like, well, you're about to be in for a big disappointment if you're expecting a submissive, docile Asian to take care of you. But it really bothered me when these guys would say, yeah, I don't like black women, because that's what it always came down to, that they didn't date black women regardless if they were black or not. And their moms are black, their sisters are black, their cousins are black. I'm like, would you say this to their face? That's weird. So I kind of pick and prod after I already decided, yeah, I'm done with this, I'm out, because anybody who says something like that just is an immediate red flag. But it always came down to the same stupid stereotypes that black men always have to say about women. They're loud, they're masculine, they don't know how to treat a man, they wear fake hair. So what? So what? You don't have to put down an entire race of women because you have a preference. And honestly, like, I've dated pretty much every race, every ethnicity. I'm Ms. Worldwide when it comes to dating. Only common denominator is black hair and dark eyes usually. But I've never heard any group of men put down their own women more than I've heard black men do it in pursuit of other women. And I just find it really disheartening. And I understand why this divide is getting bigger, but I don't want to be a part of it. So I hate it, and I had to speak on it. So I know a lot of these passport bros, and especially black men, are in my comments asking me why I'm talking.
So here we go again. I had to find this video. I wanted to like react to this. For the lady, the lady that was speaking here, and I noticed, like, I'm not sure why is she like hell-bent on like talking about like black men and passport bros. Homegirl said she lived in, like, I don't know, like some of them like southern racist ass states, and she said if that I believe she said like her cousins or somebody will kill a black man if they see him and shit. I'm like, please, bro, like and she said, she claimed, she did say she was whitewashed, but again, what I want to make this definitively clear is like these guys, they're getting past, they're like going abroad to get married. There's a lot of reasoning behind that. Like the culture that like that we have in the United States is like, it's some people like it, some people don't. Like when it comes to like female companionship, when it comes to marriage, and if these guys are finding like more compatibility, more compatibility with females, like across the pond, in the sense that they treat them better, they respect them better, they let them be men at the end of the day, and they don't question that. But you gotta stop. Like I could put a lot of stock in that this woman never dated a brother, never went out with a brother, because all the notions that all the people that she grew up with, they kept dogging on black people, calling the N-word left and right, like making fun of them, like to the point that when she said like if they catch black people, they'll kill them. I'm like, if you can't even stand the sight of brothers, the people that you grew up in and you call family, like, let alone you got adopted, like, more power to them, that people that are able to take care of you and stuff, like, and kudos to them. But at the end of the day, like, if you live with racist people, if you grow up with racist people, and you condone that, and you don't call their bullshit and races out, like, you're part of the problem. And leave these guys alone. The man said he's gonna get your cousin. He was just playing, but I bet you, like, what he saw, like, people like from, I'm not sure, like if you're from like China or like some of these other, like, and Far East Asia, and like, because he found like compatibility, he found like togetherness, he found something he liked. But then again, though, this is not cheap. Like, you got to get a passport, you got to go over there, you got to spend money, you got to start like a spousal case. That's not expensive, that's money. You have to travel, I think, a couple of times a year. So these guys are not broke, let alone that. So my passport brothers, keep at it, boys.
White girl on the inside. My family is white. I grew up in a white community in a small town.
Hello everybody out there in TikTok land, how y'all doing? And I wanted to make this video to point out and confirm my fear about how ever since the 70s I've been knowing this agenda being pushed in the black community, how they use black women to tear down the black family. And I made this video with this Asian woman because she gets on here and makes a video and she confirms all this stuff that I've been pointing it out. You know, I'm not trying to bash or hate on black women or anything. I'm just trying to show people how history repeats itself in this country. And people are sitting here saying the quiet part out loud nowadays. But she gets on here and she tell you how she was brought to this country and adopted into a white family. And she said that she's an Asian woman, but she's white on the inside. And that's blatantly admitting that she's been indoctrinated. And then she also blatantly admit to being very promiscuous with different kinds of men. And that's another indoctrination, because women I'd have been to other countries. Women in other countries don't behave like that. Yeah, men do go over there and take advantage of these passport boys they talk about. Not all of them are like that. Some of them are going over there looking for real relationships. But and she tells you that in the video. She's Asian, but she's white. And she also confirmed, I posted a video about a Christian religion pastor talking about the 7 Dominion Mountain, to even how they use this. They have missionary goes to Africa and tell Africans not to come back to this country because black people are awful. But this guy in this video, and y'all can go look it up, just type in your search bar on TikTok, the 7 Dominion Mountain, and there's a Christian pastor. He lays out how they use religion to tear down nations of people. And like I said, this is my 3rd time making this video, but it's not to hate or bully or harass anybody. I just try to educate people about history and stuff, and try to leave some information so you can go do your own research. Everybody have a good evening.
So I know a lot of these passport bros, and especially black men, are in my comments asking me why I'm talking.
On some real shit, I agree with this woman. I don't give a fuck what you tell me. She's absolutely right. Here's the issue, though. This is what it comes down to. A lot of times, okay, you'll see specifically African American women will go on social media and voice their opinion and talk about how African American men belittle and disrespect and degrade and badmouth African American women. But the thing is, African American men can turn around and do the exact same thing. So who's the problem? See what I'm saying? What I want people to understand in general, not just with African Americans and dating, it goes with all aspects of life. You gotta understand is you're not each other's enemy. You gotta stop treating each other like you're each other's enemy. Okay? Because the same way a black woman can say X, Y, and Z about a black man, everything that you're saying about that black man that you dated, well, you know what? There's another black woman that's saying the same thing about that black man that's your brother. And then another black man is going to say the same thing about you. Because y'all grew up in the same household. Y'all come from the same family. So y'all dealing with the same historical, systemic trauma. And that's why I want y'all to understand. The problem is not black women. The problem is not black men. The problem is the systemic, planned, orchestrated destruction of the African American family. And that's what I want y'all to understand. So instead of treating each other like the enemies, understand who the real enemy is and work together to fix the problem. That's what I want y'all to understand. That goes for other aspects of life too. But I do want to say this when it comes to these passport bros. Now, I don't think it makes sense to, like, you know, bash passport bros and tell them not to do it. You're a grown man, do whatever the fuck you want to do. But I also don't think it makes any sense to go bragging about being a passport bro. Like, why you got to showcase what the fuck you doing? You a grown ass man, do what the fuck you doing with your life. You don't got to go and tell everybody else to do what you're doing. See what I'm saying? We're all adults. Be a passport bro. Don't be a passport bro. It's nobody's business but yours. What you do with your fucking private parts is your fucking business. It's just so corny to me. You see what I'm saying? This whole notion of, like, you got to go brag about how you went here and you went there and do what the hell you doing, bro. You don't got to brag about it, but nobody got to bash you about it. But then all I'm saying is it'd be the same people that say all Dominicans are black, but you don't want a black woman, but you're going to DR. I'm just saying.
So I know a lot of these passport bros, and especially black men, are in my comments asking me why I'm talking about this. It's not my fight.
And they are correct in that statement. It is not your fight. I find it pretty ironic that an Asian woman who was raised by white people, who self-proclaims that she's white on the inside, thinks that she has the authority or the room to even discuss black men talking about going across seas and finding other women. Just because you have some black men in your DMs does not make you an expert on black men. Baby, they just want to hit. Don't get it twisted. I'm finding this hard to believe that you're not doing this for clout, because I went through your page and this seems to be a hot topic for you when this doesn't even affect you. I have a suggestion. How about we do this? You find out about your Asian heritage, your Asian culture, what Asian men are doing and not doing, and leave the black men and black men's business to us black women. Your services are not needed here.
Any group of people, group of men, put down their own women.
So she had a bunch of personal anecdotes to support her claim, but I got facts. In this study, all races of females, except for Asians, had the same race preference. And in this article written about another study, Asian women are more likely to be living with white men than Asian men. Nearly 45% of cohabitating Asian women have white partners, while less than 43% have Asian partners. And let's see if Asian men are having trouble dating. There are clear gaps in romantic relationship involvement. While over 3/4 of white, black, and Hispanic men report being in a relationship, just 65% of Asian men report any romantic relationship. That's 10%. And as she went into personal anecdotes, I will too. I've also dated every single race, and the Asian had the least pride in it, and I felt like was the least to date their own race. So, what do you think about this?
So I know a lot of these passport bros, and especially black men, are in my comments asking me why I'm talking.
Listen, whoever these dudes is in your comments, let me talk to them real quick. Nigga, stop. You're embarrassing us, bruh. Like, she telling you the same thing everybody's telling you, the same thing. Listen, the whole passport bros thing on the black people side, the black man side, is an anti-black woman campaign. That's all it is. Everybody sees it. She sees it, I see it, you see it. It's an anti-black woman campaign. I say that because I've had a lot of guys in my comments, black guys, telling me it ain't your business. You know, why are you intervening? Why you got something to say? Who can? Because my mama black, my sister black, okay, all my aunties black. It's my responsibility to protect black women. That's not something I'm taking an extra step to do. That's my responsibility as a black man. That's what I'm here for. You know, so this whole passport bros, man, fuck that shit. It's an anti-black woman campaign. Okay? You making black men look terrible. Once again, here's another example of what I'm saying, that the black men who are on it are losers who nobody wants. So they want to go somewhere else and try to link up with their unwanted class. It's terrible, man. Stop.
These guys would say, yeah, I don't like black women, because that's what it always came down to, that
Black women are loud, aggressive, and difficult to deal with, is what you'll hear many of these black men say. Firstly, colonizers used that stereotype to enslave our ancestors, and secondly, that is what the police used to justify excessive force against black men. So this racial stereotype that black men will project onto black women isn't exclusive to black women, but it is something that has been affiliated to black people. And colonizers said that black women were closer to men than they were to women, as a means to be able to strip them of their femininity and hypermasculinize them. And the hypermasculinization and also hypersexualization of black men was used by colonizers to say that black women were closer to animals than they were to being a man. These stereotypes aren't exclusive to black women, they're affiliated with us because we are black. So it is absolutely wild that black men would come online and would try to project racial stereotypes that will then be used against black men and can lead to us losing our lives. Can you see how that doesn't make any goddamn sense?
especially black men, are in my comments asking me why I'm talking about this. It's not my fight.
So this woman was talking about her experiences dating black men and how a lot of black men were bashing black women and how she's seen as a red flag. Understandable. I can understand that perspective. And then because of that, I guess a lot of black guys or men in general basically went for her, basically saying that you're not black, why you talk about black issues, right? And it has nothing to do with her. I want to know who made this rule that only black people can talk about black issues, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. If you ain't got a fro, your opinions gotta go. Like, she was literally just being like, oh, I've noticed this, like, pattern, right? And so someone who is in our community could literally just like, oh, well, it's this, and this, right? And then they could try to have, like, a back forth to try to get each other's perspective. But no, she had to lose her account. She probably hates black guys, and then it what the...
These guys would say, yeah, I don't like black women, because that's what it always came down to, that they didn't date black women.
This has been weighing on me a little bit for a while now. I just feel like if you are a lighter skin tone or, not black and you decide to date black men and they are speaking to you like this, I feel like if you don't see this as a red flag or you don't speak your mind and say something, you are the problem. Like, of course, the man is the problem, that's obvious, but they're getting away with it because women aren't saying anything. Like, it's one thing, you can have a preference and be like, yeah, I really drift more towards, lighter skin tones, or I get along better with Asian women more,
that's perfectly fine. But you downing a whole fucking race or a whole complexion is fucking weird. And anybody who is standing by a person who's saying that, you're enabling colorism at that point. And you obviously don't care. You don't have any respect for anybody black or black women or dark-skinned black women, in my opinion. I feel like I hold my friends who do date black men at a higher standard. And if this was ever the mindset of one of my friends' significant other, at that point, I would not consider us friends. You're no friend of mine if you would put up with that. And you would let them discriminate against someone you say that you love.
Pretty much every time I met a black man, he thought it would be a flex to.
So that TikTok went viral a few weeks ago, but even if you've already seen it, I think it's something interesting to go back and watch within the context of this situation. She's a transracial adoptee, so she, I think, lives in the Midwest. She was raised in a white family in a white town. So I think it might have given her some kind of astuteness to it. And she talks about herself more, and she's thick. She's 5'5", 165 pounds. So, you know, like I said, she has a body type that appeals to black men, and she's aware of it. So really watch her videos, and you'll see that some of the things I'm saying, I'm not just pulling out of thin air. It's really cool to hear someone, particularly an Asian woman, kind of affirm what we've all seen and what we notice. So like I said, I think at this point, Awkwafina kind of knows the deal, and she's in it for her own reasons. I think she was dumb to go ahead and tweet support immediately, because I would have kind of plausible deniability until I make a decision about what I want to do. But hey, as far as I'm concerned, you know, they deserve each other. But it's really cool, and I'm glad this conversation is now that this has made the news. This is what I'm saying. The behavior of a lot of black men towards black women is bullying. It's irrational, and it's crazy that in 2023, I'm starting to hear more and more people who are not black participate in this conversation. It's embarrassing, but I think it's useful in a way that other people are watching the dynamics and commenting on it. There was recently a debate between the Angry Man, who is a YouTuber, and I think someone named Destiny. If y'all get to see that, you can see Themis and Thoth did like a live stream on it. But watch and listen to the absurdity of a lot of grown black men and how they talk about women from their own communities. It's embarrassing. It's weird. It's irrational, and they're being taken to task by people of other races in which they can't explain why they say and do the things that they do. And it's just funny to see how those people react in response. So yeah, I just thought that y'all should go and kind of watch this lady's videos.
What do you mean by that? Like, because I'm a white girl on the inside. My family is white. I grew up.
You see that? 59,000 likes. What does any of that have to do with the Passport Bros? What did your rant have to do with the Passport Bros at all? Because just like you said, you are saying that about us. So pretty much you're saying that about all black men. So your experience in the Midwest, which there's not many brothers in the Midwest. Statistically, there's not many black people in the Midwest compared to the South. Now you're saying that about all black men because of what you had growing up. But anyway, what does that have to do with the Passport Bros looking for wives? Man, y'all stay woke out here. 59,000 likes. And where your husband at, by the way? Where your husband? Why you happily married? Why you got all this energy for the Passport Bros anyway? Like, why do y'all even care?
65 pounds. I'm 5'5", so honestly, the brothers like to holler, and they still do.
Yeah, this video got me conflicted for only one reason, and it's because I really hate to see people who are not black speak on black problems. It makes me cringe. Other than that, it doesn't make her less right, because she's right. She's defending black women because most of us black men aren't doing it. Now, if you're a black man and you're stitching a duet in this video and you have a problem with what she's saying, not why she's saying it or the fact that it's coming from a non-black woman that's saying it, but if you have a problem with what she's saying, then you have a lot of unpacking to do. And I mean a lot. Again, two things can be right at the same time, correct?
Especially black men are in my comments asking me why I'm talking about this. It's not my fight. I'm a thick woman. I weigh about 165 pounds. I'm 5'5". So honestly, the brothers like to holler, and they still do.
All right, look, I'm sure this is going to get me into trouble, but I want to hear everybody's opinion on this. And please understand, I realize I'm making this observation as a white dude. That's why I want to hear everybody else's opinion. So she says that society is stripping away the femininity of black women. However, throughout my life, I've met very few feminine black women.
Yo, quick public service announcement. Don't y'all let these people and their commentary push y'all into a deeper divide than y'all are already in. I don't care if they meant no harm, but y'all better start looking at the black family as family business, and anything that goes on in the family stays in the family. Because when observers begin to insert themselves into conversations by confirming or trying to confirm negative issues that you're having within your family, this usually only leads to a larger chasm between the two sides of the family. But I don't know, man. Y'all do what y'all want to do. Y'all be safe out there.
Types that black men always have to say about women. They're loud, they're masculine.
Well, let me be the first brother to say, I do love our beautiful black Nubian princes and queens, boy. Ain't nothing sexier than a beautiful sister. And God just painted them all different kind of colors, from the mocha black to that beautiful dark chocolate skin. Let me be the first one to say, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And oh, it's okay to have a woman that's strong and believe in herself. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Let me be the first one to say, if you bought that hair, baby, that's your hair. And I see some sexy black women with some bald heads. And boy, let me tell you what, it gets me happier than a jackrabbit trying to make more jackrabbits. Let me tell you something, what? Yeah, let me just tell you, man, our beautiful women with the beautiful genes. And I'm going to tell you, they got the Eve gene. They could make any race on earth. They got it all, like the nine double helix that come down there, and the DNA is just deep inside of them. Oh, there's nothing like a good black woman. If you find yourself a good black woman, you done found yourself joy and happiness all throughout all the world. Because though us brothers may go and date other women, don't no woman understand us brothers like our beautiful numerous princesses and our beautiful queens. And oh, elegant, beautiful, and strong, articulate, and they ain't finna take no drama, but still can be smooth and still can tell you the right thing that can make your soul just vibrate. Let me tell you what, boy, ain't nothing like a good black woman. Have you not seen a good black woman cook you a nice, good plate? Boy, you're missing out. Even the white boys done moved in and started dating the sisters. Ever since they came out with that movie, The Avatar, they figured out that those are really black women in blue, painted blue. And even the white boys want to get themselves a taste of the delectable black chocolate. They want to indulge themselves. Ooh-wee. Let me say this and say it loud. Hey, black sisters, girl, it's just where it's at. It's where it's at. It's where it's at. And I'm so sorry that so many brothers want to turn their back on you or whatever like that. I much like the Asian lady. I date some of everybody. But I tried to put a ring on a beautiful newborn princess finger. Man, I lacked something. But I tell you what, if I ever get me one, I'll be the happiest motherfucker you ever seen. True story. True.
Pretty much every time I met a black man, he thought it would be a flex to say something like, yeah, I like my women foreign, I like my women exotic. And I don't know why they decided to say that to me, if they thought it would make me feel good or something, but for me, it's always a red flag. And so I would dig in a little bit further and say, well, what do you mean by that? Like, because I'm a white girl on the inside. My family is white. I grew up in a white community in a small town in the Midwest, so I might look exotic, but I'm Wonder Bread white on the inside. So anyway, whenever these guys would say this, I'd be like, well, you're about to be in for a big disappointment.
So I'm not even going to take away from what you said, because you have valid points and a lot of what you said was accurate. But it's something about your delivery that just feels a little off. I'm from the Midwest as well, and you felt the need to specify that you were raised by white people and that you feel white. Now, I'm not trying to accuse nobody of nothing, but here in the Midwest, a lot of women of color, especially raised by white people, tend to dislike black men. And that's for sure the vibe that you're giving off all throughout your video. I understand you're only speaking from the perspective of the black men that you have engaged with, but all throughout your videos you generalize black men overall, almost like you're trying to drive home a point. And you give the indirect vibe that you just don't like black men. And that's where I have I won't even say it's an issue because you have that right. But given the fact you give that vibe, now I'm thinking you're speaking with partial prejudice. Because even if it's black men who mostly approach you, why is it only black men that you speak on out of the passport bros? You got white men, you got other Asian men, you got Latina men, all saying the same things, but you're driving it home to only target black men. It don't matter if they're the ones who predominantly shoot their shot at you, they're not the only ones who are doing it. Kind of makes you seem disingenuous in your words, like you're just trying to appeal for likes. My little sister had an Asian friend, Korean maybe, I believe. And it took her years to realize, like, that her and her family were colorist. And they're from the Midwest, just like we are. But they mask it behind all sorts of excuses and BS. And that's kind of what your video sounded like. I just want to target black men, and this is an outlet to do so, while garnering support from people who already have issues with black men. On the flip side, I don't agree with brothers who stay targeting black women because I love my mother, my sisters, my aunties, my cousins. I love black women. I don't discriminate, but it does bother me whenever I hear us generalized because these are the same people who will generalize all black men without knowing us because of videos like the one you posted. Again, not taking away from your overall point because you had a solid point and you have the right to speak from your perspective, but something just don't sit right in your delivery.
About this.
Asian women marry more white men than any other ethnic group in the United States.
Go watch the rest of this video. I really like this video, and I do agree with him. Now, what I hope that this creator can explain black women as well as he did that to black men, and then we can all be on the same page, and we can all prosper, because at the end of the day, they don't want you neither. Neither, whatever you want to say, but y'all steady go after them. I don't know, everybody got a preference. I'm down with it. Woo-hoo. But at the end of the day, if we can stop belittling each other, we can grow. Let's do that.
So this is all I got from the video, and now let me start by saying that I'm not trying to, but I'm just trying to tell you all the truth. I do not care. I am sure most women do not care if men want to be with Asian women or any women or any person you decide to be with. I am super sure black women do not really care about you wanting to be with anybody, but that time or that saying you all come to tell people that you are looking for exotic women, or you are looking for a submissive woman, or you are looking for someone that is not masculine. This is you defining black women, using them as your reference to your preference. That is something that I detest, and I really do not want to hear it. I am not saying, mind you, I am not saying all men, because I see a lot of black kings married to black queens, roll with black queens, black women roll with black kings, and all of that. But the ones that do not want to roll with black women, it is okay. Black women do not care. Don't come out here dragging black women into your BS or into what you want to do. That is a very huge mistake. Most of them do. You want to marry whoever that you think is submissive, is family oriented, move you in silence. Go do whatever you want to do. Do not bring black women into it, because that is the height of disrespect. If I do not like, first of all, if I start talking ill about black men. First of all, I am talking ill about my father. And most of you all forget that what is going on in black community is also what is going on in other communities. And then you all made it so open that you do not regard black women. This is what makes other people, other race, want to come into your business, because they really do want to know what is going on in their business, so they can also come out and use it to talk. Please, go in silent, go do what you want to do. Even if you don't want to do it in silent, scream and shout, but do not use black women as your reference to your preference. It is okay to love another people if that is what you want. You want to be in love with someone it's okay. I am not complaining. Black women are not complaining. Just go do it and leave black women out of your stories. Leave black women out of your mouth. Some people are saying, see, I understand what like some other things she was trying to say. She came by, she is like white from the inside, and she's from a place that is racist, where they do not even like black people. But then I am sure her experiences with the ones she has come in contact with, first of all, they start by saying that they do not like black women. Because this is where everything boils down to. And I think we all can stop. Enough is enough. Stop dragging black every time, every minute you want to drag black women into your story or into your whatever. Please stop it. It doesn't even give you any respect. When people hear that, first of all, they will be like, oh, who is this kind of person that doesn't even like people from his own race? You're looking for some, how am I even, they are also going to ask themselves, how am I sure that he's even going to appreciate me if he does not appreciate his own women? Charity begins at home. Enough is enough. Just go do whatever you want to do and stop dragging black women into it. And to all the black queens who respect black women, shout out to you all. And to all black women who also respect black men, shout out to you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.